My name is Gerald Turner. I'm a chartered financial planner, been living in Spain for 14 years. I specialise in looking after British people who have come to this country and made it their home. And oftentimes the first time I will meet them is after 6 months or a year of them living here, and they say to me, Gerald, what should I do with my ISAs? What should I do with my pension? What do I do with the house I have back in the UK? This is a conversation that's often better had whilst you are still in the UK, because what is tax-free in the UK is not tax-free here in Spain. So here are my 5 top financial tips for you if you're considering making Spain your home, so that you don't fall into these tax traps. Before I start, nothing I say here should be considered financial advice. Your individual circumstances will require individual advice, so this is just general information. If you want to get in touch with me, you can make a comment below the YouTube video, or my contact details can be found at Money in Spain YouTube channel. Number 1 on things you should consider doing before you move to Spain is sell your main home. According to the UK Land Registry, average house prices in the 20 years to June 2022 have gone from £113,000 up to £283,000. That's a gain of £170,000 over those 20 years. If you were to move to Spain, say you moved to Spain in 2021, you're tax resident in Spain for 2022, and you then sold that average property with the gain of £170,000, that gain would result in a tax bill of €46,000, so significant. It may be possible to claim rollover relief in Spain, but for the purpose of this video, I won't go into too much detail about that. What I say to people is, look, if you want to retain a property in the UK, it's probably best just to sell the UK property that you have at the moment, which is full of gains, and buy another one which will reset the purchase price. So number 1 on things you should consider doing before you move to Spain is sell your main home. Number 2 on our list is sell your stocks and shares ISAs. ISAs offer fantastic tax benefits to UK tax residents, but not so much to Spanish tax residents. Stocks and share prices have rocketed much the same as UK property prices have in recent years, and so a lot of people will have stocks and shares ISAs that are full with capital gains. If we take a look at the Vanguard Lifestyle 60 funds, you can see here that £10,000 invested in July 2011 has grown to £21,606 by July 2022. That gain, if you were to take it in the UK, would be tax-free. If you move to Spain, become a Spanish tax resident, then that gain is going to be taxable on you here in Spain and result in a tax bill of €2,800. Number 3 on our list is utilise your UK capital gains tax allowance. As well as your personal tax allowance in the UK, there is also a capital gains tax allowance of £12,300 per person or £24,600 per couple. And this can be utilised by selling a buy-to-let property or by selling some shares that are held outside ISAs. If you wait to sell these things when you get to Spain, they will be subject to capital gains tax, and that tax will be between 19 and 26%. Because in Spain there is no capital gains tax allowance. You start paying capital gains tax on the first euro. Number 4 on the list is take your pension commencement lump sum, or the tax-free cash from your pension. This is a fabulous benefit available to everybody that has a pension, and in the UK you can take 25% lump sum tax-free. If you wait until you move to Spain or become tax resident in Spain, then that 25% lump sum is no longer tax-free and will suffer tax rates of between 18 to 53%. So you can see the tax on this can really rack up. So take your tax-free cash before you move to Spain. Number 5 on our list is if you're a couple and not married, then get married. And if once you're married and still in the UK, divide your wealth up equally between you. Very often I see couples that may have children together, they may be living together, they may own property together, they may have dogs and everything that comes with being a couple together. In Spain, if you're not married, the tax when one of you passes away can be astronomical. There are a lot of exemptions available in lots of different regions if you are married. So wealth passing between husbands and wives does not suffer the same tax as it would between a couple that are just living together. There is also the advantage in the UK that when you are married, you can pass wealth between the two of you. This isn't available in Spain, and there can be, if you're a couple and have wealth of more than 2 million euros, if you own it equally, that could reduce your wealth tax bill here in Spain. So number 5 on that list is, if you're not married, get married. You also need to be aware of the difference in tax years. The UK tax year runs from the 5th of April to the 4th of April. In Spain, it's a bit simpler. It's a full calendar year, so it runs from the 1st of January until the 31st of December. But what this means is that if you spend more than 183 days in a calendar year in Spain, then you are a tax resident in Spain. So if, for example, you sold your stocks and shares ISAs in March, for example, and then moved to Spain in May and stayed here all the time until December, you then spent more than 183 days in Spain in that calendar year, and therefore you are taxable or a tax resident for the full year from the 1st of January. And that means the gains you made on the sale of your ISAs are taxable in Spain. So please bear that in mind when thinking about moving to Spain, and get your timing right on when to move. One question I'm often asked is, how will the Spanish tax authorities know what I've done in the UK? And there are a couple of ways they will know. There's something called automatic exchange of information, which is between countries in the OECD, which both Spain and the UK are. There is also in Spain something called Modelo 720, which obligates you to tell them about your overseas assets. And when you make changes to those overseas assets, you also have to make a declaration on that. But to my mind, the reasons why you came to Spain was to enjoy life and to relax. And if you're constantly worrying about what you've previously done and looking over your shoulder, you're not going to have the best time. And with a bit of forethought, a bit of planning, there is no reason for you to worry about tax. You just need to get some good advice and in a timely manner. So in summary, my top financial tips for you before you move to Spain are: number 1, sell your main home. Number 2, realise any gains that you have in your stocks and shares ISAs. Number 3, utilise your capital gains tax allowances in the UK. Number 4, take your 25% tax-free lump sum before you move to Spain. And number 5, if you're a couple, think about getting married. It can save you quite a bit of tax here. I'd like to thank you for your time today. I hope you found this video useful. I'll probably be making a few more, so if you hit subscribe below, and if you've got any comments, questions, then please get in touch.